All right, hello everyone, and peace of Christ to all of you. I hope my voice is coming good and clear. Please invite your friends, and if you are a Muslim, invite your 4 wives and 60 kids. Today, our topic is about how Allah knows. I mean, this Allah is really so good. I mean, how He knows. You try to find out always how Allah knows, and you get confused about how much Allah knows. So today we have another what the Muslims claim it is a scientific miracle. Allah knows everything. I mean, we have to face it. And the reason I chose this topic today about the atmosphere, because a Muslim, he wrote to me and he says, how come Allah He knows about the atmosphere? So I said, really, Allah He knows about the atmosphere? He said, yeah. I said, okay, let us see if Allah knows really about the atmosphere. All those things we see in front of us, they are nothing but fictions and lies. But as long this Muhammadan, he choose for us the topic that he believed that Allah spoke about the atmosphere, then we have no choice but to talk about the atmosphere. Always, when I try to answer Muslims, as you know, I never use anything have to do with the Christianity or anything else except what Muslims believe. So if you believe that the atmosphere is in the Quran, then we will see and we will check it out. But you better be careful. Soon you will be very sorry for what you just said. Muslims, when they try to make or fabricate a miracle, not only they make people not to believe in Islam no more, but they give us a clear proof that Islam cannot be from the true God. Because why somebody would love to lie in order to make his religion look good? I mean, we are talking about people who supposedly they are religious, and the religious people supposedly they are people of decency, but not in Islam. And this is a clear evidence that Islam is a satanic cult. In front of us we have this article here, the Earth atmosphere. Modern science has discovered facts about the atmosphere mentioned in the Quran over 1400 years ago. That is in the Quran, my friend. I mean, what you can do, that's it, face it, live with it. And here they quote for us verses from the Quran. By the sky which is returned, by the sky which is returned, that is the atmosphere. Chapter 86 verse number 11. All right, let us go to chapter 86 verse number 11. Friend is, he is he's an Arab, and he is not stupid like Zakir Naik, not that far. Now let us see what Ibn Kathir says about the same verse those Abdul they mentioned. Swearing by the truthfulness of the Quran and the failure of those who oppose it, Ibn Abbas says Ar-Raja mean the rain. Guys, Ar-Raja mean the rain. By the sky having the rain, the cloud which give rains. Let us go back to the website. Oh boy, where is the page? Okay, all right. In first verse, God swear by the sky and its function of returning without specifying what it is return. In the Islamic doctrine, a divine oath signifies the magnitude. This is, you see, I mean, they just said that it doesn't say it's return what? No, it does. It does. Ar-Raja is the rain. I mean, you see how they lie? Just let it go back. This is Ibn Kathir. Ibn Abbas says Ar-Raja mean rains. So look how they made it from a verse speaking about the rain. They make it about the atmosphere. Can you believe it? So what Muhammad is saying, that the rain keep coming, keep coming. This is why they call it the Raja. Like it rain, and then later it can rain again, and later it rain again. That's why it's called Raja, like the coming back. But the Muslims, they try to find a connection between this and the atmosphere. So how we can do it? We have to fabricate our own meaning. And as you see, this is their own scholars, and this is how they understood it for 1400 years. Now, if we go back in the website, here they start giving you about the atmosphere and the scale and the graphic and etc. and the cycling and the sky cycling of the, what is that? I mean, what is this? What this have to do with Allah speaking about the atmosphere? And then they quote for us the verse after it. The verse after it says, it is he who made for you the earth as bed, actually as bed, which means flat, and the sky as a ceiling. Chapter 2 verse number 2. Okay, why you did not quote the rest of the verse? Why the Muslim did not quote the rest of the verse? Do you know why? Let me show you why. We will go to the Quran and we'll check it out. I mean, the Muslims, I saw one of them saying that the Christian Prince, he don't even read for you the verse before it and the verse after it. My friend, you can read 10 verses after it and 10 verses after before it, and still you cannot answer me. But here the Muslims, they are quoting even the same verse without quoting the verse. They quote a line. Look where they stop. They stop here. Why you quote only this? Why you see why you did not quote the rest, guys? Because that confirmed that this is about the rain. Because they were trying to convince you that the other verse speaking about the cycling and how the atmosphere work, and then we find that this verse they are quoting is speaking about the rain, and that is not suitable for them, so they cut it off. But here, look at this. When a Muslim he speak about the atmosphere and he quote for us verses from the Quran, why he don't quote for us what the Quran says about the sky? Let us see what the sky is about. But let's see first if they have more verses to debunk before we continue. Are those the only 2 verses they have? Let us see. Yeah, look like they are the only. So from those 2 verses who speak nothing about the atmosphere, they made the atmosphere in the Quran. All what they are speaking about, they speak about the rain. Both of them, they speak about the rain. And we showed you the reference from their own scholars. Now, I want to help the Muslims about the atmosphere. Look like it's not working for them. In different websites, actually, the Muslims, they have this. And here you notice the Muslims, they choose different verses to talk about the atmosphere. Isn't it funny? The first website we showed you, they were quoting for us different verses. If you remember here, they were quoting for us chapter 86, verse number 11, and chapter 2, verse 22. In this website, they are quoting for us chapter 2, verse 29, and chapter 41, verse number 11 and 12. What happened? It is he who created everything on earth for you, and then he created his he directed his attention. Look at this. Look at the fabrication. His attention up to heaven and arranged it into 7 regular heaven. He has knowledge of all things. Okay, so chapter 2, verse number 29 is speaking about the atmosphere. Do we have any Muslim in the text he agree with that? Do we have any Muslim? Anyone? Any Muslim he agree with this? Who is a Muslim agree with this before we continue? We have a Muhammad and his name is Yusuf. Do you like to call me Mr. Yusuf? Do you like to call me? Okay, let me open my Skype in case you are brave enough to call me, my friend. All right. But be sure you ask your mom if it's okay for you to call, because in Islam, girls at the age of 6 they are mature, but men at the age of 54 still they want to play with kids like Muhammad. They are not mature. So please be sure before you call me that's your mom. She says okay. Okay. All right, my Skype is open if you like to call me. Any Muslim willing to call me? All right, look like Muslims, they don't dare to call me. We continue. So look here at this fabrication. Do you see how stupid this is, the statement here? The Muslims not only they showed us that the Quran is stupid, they proved to us that they are not decent to be trusted ever. Let us go to the Quran, chapter 2, verse number 29. And remember, here they are saying that chapter 2, verse number 29, and chapter 41, verse number 11, 12, is speaking about atmosphere. But let us read the article first before we go and jump into conclusion. The word heavens, which appear in many verses in the Quran, is used to refer to the sky above the earth, as well as the entire universe. Given this meaning of the word, it's seen that the earth's sky or the atmosphere is made of up 7 layers. This is what the Quran saying? Or the Quran saying that Allah created 7 heavens, that's it? This is all the creation. I mean, what I mean, disgusting how they lie. There is no shame. So now when Allah he says he created 7 heavens, he's talking about the atmosphere. But funny, they quoted for us chapter 41, verse number 11 and 12. But look here, chapter 41, verse number 11 and 12, they are not there. They quoted for us the verses really? No, they did not. Let us read together and see how we can get them busted. If we go to chapter 41, verse number 11 and 12, we will find the following. No shame. The atmosphere, right? Okay. This is verse number 11 and this is verse number 12. How verse number 11 and 12 they became so short in the website? While we see them here, there are many lines. Look at this. It's a miracle. Let us change the translation in case you don't like this one. We can take a different translation. Chapter 41, verse number 11. Then he went, not he directed his attention, you liars, to the sky, which means he rose up to the sky, toward the heaven when it was a smoke. So there was no heaven, there is no sky. And it says to the earth, come both of you, willingly or unwillingly. And then he completed and finished from their creation as 7 heavens in 2 days. So the 7 heavens are the whole heavens, and it is not in the atmosphere. And look what happened in verse number 12. You notice here in verse number 12 they did not show us the rest of the verse. Did you notice why? Anyone notice why? Why did it not quote for us verse number 12? Where is verse number 12? They are saying this is number 11 and 12. This is not 11 and 12. Where is the verse? They cut it off. They connected 2 verses and they choose some words from the 2 verses and they delete the rest, because in the same chapter 41 verse number 12 it says that Allah he created in the lowest heaven the stars. Do you see it? So look at these liars. in order to make this verse about the 7th atmosphere, they decided to cut off the verse, because the rest of the verse says clearly that we have 7 heavens, and in the lowest one we have the stars. What do you think, Muslims? Why we lie in order to fabricate a miracle? So now a person who do not know anything about the Quran, he will think, okay, well, the Muslims are people telling the truth about the religion. And here we go, they are quoting the Quran for me. He will not go and check the Quran. And they are saying here, chapter 41, verse number 11 and 12, but those are not, this is not verse 11 and 12. Where are they? Where is where it says Allah, he put in the lowest heaven the stars? Where is that? I mean, and then look, they start saying, well, let us count, brother. Atmosphere, stratosphere, manosphere, thermosphere, exosphere, 7, brother. But the Quran said that Allah created the stars in the lowest level. So if this is about the atmosphere, that means the stars in the lowest level of the atmosphere. So my friend, can we ever trust a Muslim teaching us about Islam? Only foolish people, they trust Muslims teaching about Islam, and we prove it to you every day. The Quran make it clear that this is about the creation, the whole universe. The Muslims, they made it clear that this is about the atmosphere. And suddenly now we have in the atmosphere, we have the stars. And here, you, by the way, you cannot say there was like an honest mistake, because the guy who cut for us at chapter 41, verse number 11 and 12, he cut this part in purpose in order to scam us. There's no way he forgot about it. I mean, imagine you are reading a verse and then you stop there and you cut the second part where it says, and we create and we decorated the lowest heaven with the stars. So they did that in purpose. They knew what they are doing. They are fabricating, and they are liars. Do we have any Muslim want to say something? So here we notice that we have a problem with honesty and dignity. No dignity. Ask yourself always, if Islam is a good religion, why the followers of this religion, they are lying to us? Why they are fabricating miracles? It doesn't make sense. You see, I am a Christian. I do not need to lie in order to make you to believe in Jesus. You believe, you don't believe, who cares? I mean, this is your business. Lied for you for what? And why I want to lie? What for? What is the point?
Hey!
You know?
Hey!
What is that? And this is in Skype. I got a sound of that's a funny one. All right. I was wondering where the sound is coming from. I think this is an animal was converting to Islam. Any Muslim? Why they lie? And if we continue, I mean, it's very embarrassing. Very embarrassing. Chapter 7, verse number 15. Don't you see how he created the 7 heavens in layers? He who created the 7 heavens in layers. Again, they add the layers, really, layers. Okay. But this is about Allah. He believe in 7 earth and 7 heaven. The Quran teach there is 7 earth and 7 heaven. The one is trying to call me. Don't call if you are not a Muslim, please.